Hello mga ka-learners! Welcome back again sa ating YouTube channel, Teacher Ako. In this video, we'll be talking about creating a research title. Ready na ba? Let's start! So, syempre, bago natin umpisahan ang ating topic for today, popromote muna natin ang ating YouTube channel, Teacher Ako. Sa mga hindi pa nakasubscribe dyan, click naman ang subscribe button at yung notification bell para updated kayo sa mga bago nating uploads and tutorials here in our YouTube channel. So, let's proceed now to our main discussion in this video. We'll be talking about creating a research title. So bago tayo mag-proceed sa mga steps na kailangan nating tatandaan in creating a research title, let's define first what is a research title. When we say a research title, this is the first impression of your study and serves as a concise summary of the main topic or focus of your research. So this research title is just like the headline that conveys the essence of your work and gives readers an idea of what the study is about. The title is typically the first thing that potential readers, reviewers, and evaluators see. And ito yung part mga ka-learners na it plays a crucial role because this is the way of attracting the attention of your readers, and at the same time this will be your way of getting the attention of other evaluators or individuals who are interested into your research. So ito yung pinaka para siyang catchy line, or should I say title, that can get the interest of the people who would like to read your research. And at the same time, as mentioned, sa title pa lang, pag binasa na natin yung title, makikita na natin yung main focus ng ating research. So, in creating a research title, it is important to know the steps in crafting. Kasi may process yan sa paggawa ng ating research title. A well-crafted title should be clear, concise, and informative, providing a snapshot of your study's focus. Pag sinabi nating snapshot, ito yung picture. Nagbibigay na tayo ng vivid picture or clear picture sa mga readers natin, ng research natin, sa mind nila. Parang napipicture na nila sa minds nila kung ano yung fino-focus ng ating study. Ayan. So, when we craft our research title, may mga guidelines ako na ibibigay sa inyo or tips. Actually, marami tayong tips na kailangan i-consider pero sinamarize ko na at nagbigay na lang ako ng mga possible tips dito na talagang importante sa ating research title. Lalong-lalo na kung ang title natin ay quantitative research title. Okay? Ito yung mga kailangan nating tatandaan. Una, we have to be clear and concise. So, syempre, pag sinabing clear, we have to use simple language or simple words. Yan, which may be understandable to all types of readers that we may have. Next, we have to avoid, syempre, using jargon o kaya yung too technical terms or overly complex language. The title should be easily understood by your target audience. Okay, lagi nating tatandaan yan. Dapat your title should be easily understood. Another, when we say be clear and concise, we have to be specific. Under clear and concise, syempre, kailangan specific tayo. We have to focus on the key aspects of your research, including the main variables or topics you are studying. So prior to this one, may ginawa akong video about the kinds of variables. Okay? So, kung medyo nako-confuse pa kayo kung ano yung mga variables na kailangan natin ilagay sa ating research title, i-visit nyo lang yung video na yun na ginawa ko para magka-idea kayo. Kasi nagbigay ako ng sample research titles doon na nakalagay yung mga appropriate variables natin. Okay? Number 2, we have to include key elements. So what are the key elements? Ito yung mga yon. Una, we must have our main topic or subject in our research title. We need to clearly state the primary subject of your research. So syempre kung ang focus natin ay ganitong topic, dapat nandun siya sa ating research title. Another, syempre kailangan sa title natin, isa sa mga elements yung scope or context. We have to indicate the scope of your study such as the population, the setting, or the time frame. Next, we also have to include our research methodology if possible. This is just optional. Mas maganda kung ilalagay na natin to kung quantitative siya para at least ang ating mga readers alam na nila kung anong klaseng methodology ang ginamit natin. You may include the type of research. For example, it's qualitative, quantitative, or case study. Kung quantitative yan, mga dear learners natin, kung quantitative yan, syempre kung experimental yan or non-experimental, pwede tayo maglagay ng subtitles. Later on, sa mga samples ko, makikita nyo yung mga subtitles na ibig kong sabihin. Okay, para at least ang reader natin, aware siya kung anong methodology ang ginawa natin. Pero uulitin ko, optional lang naman yun. Baka kasi may makita kayo sa internet na research titles pero wala naman nakalagay na methodology. Kasi optional nga lang siya. Depende sa researcher yan kung maglalagay pa siya ng research methodology sa kanyang title. Next, ito pa another option kung pwede kayong maglagay ng outcome or purpose of the study. If your research has a specific aim, such as examining, evaluating, or exploring, consider including this one in your title. For example, depende kasi yan sa research na ginagawa natin, sa research design natin. For example, kung evaluative research yan, pwede natin ilagay yung term na evaluating or evaluative study. It can be like that. Or an evaluation of, it can be like that. Okay? Or exploring, examining, yan. Pwede yan. Depende kasi yan sa research design na gagamitin natin. Next. Another guideline is we need to reflect the research problem. So we need to identify the core issue in our title. Your title should reflect the main research problem or question you are addressing. So, syempre, para pag binasa na yan, alam na kung ano yung topic of concern ng ating research. Pang-apat, be descriptive but not too long. So, we have to keep it short. Sabi ko nga, at minimension ng mga teachers ninyo ngayon sa inyong practical research or sa mga subject na research concern, aim for a title that is between 10 to 15 words or 12 substantive words. Okay. Alam ko, minention yan ng mga teachers ninyo ngayon. When we say research title, lagi nating tandaan at least 12 substantive words. You have to aim for 10 to 15 possible words in your title or 12 substantive words. Avoid unnecessary words that do not add value to the title. Ayan. Next, number 5, we have to avoid ambiguity. Yung nakakalito, that is the meaning of ambiguity, ambiguous. So, we have to be precise. Yan, we have to ensure that your title is not open to multiple interpretations. It should convey exactly what your research is about para hindi malilito ang mga readers natin. Next, number 6, we need to consider the audience. Siyempre, when we say consider the audience, we must know our target audience, our target readers. Sino ba yung mga target natin sa ating research na to? Yung mga target audience natin. We have to think who will be reading your research. Your title should be engaging and relevant to them. So, syempre kapag alam mo na yung target audience mo, you will be crafting a research title that is relevant to your target audience. Yan, kasi alam mo na kung sino yung mga possible readers natin. Those who will be reading your work. So you have to come up with a title that is engaging and at the same time relevant for them. Next, number 7. Use a subtitle. This is just optional. Okay. But if you want, and if you want to include this one, you may do so. So we have to clarify further. We put subtitle to at least clarify certain things to our readers na ito yung focus ng study mo. Kasi yung mga ibang study, pwede siyang mag-open ng ibang ideas. Kamukha nga ng sinabi ko, to avoid ambiguity, para hindi malito. Kung ang target mo ay direct agad, madirect agad ang mga readers mo kung anong klaseng methodology ang gagamitin mo, pwede mong ilagay yung subtitle na to. If needed only, you can use a subtitle to provide additional context or detail about your research. That is why nilagay natin siya as optional. Okay? Next. Siyempre, hindi natin kakalimutan yung revise and refine. So we have to draft multiple versions kasi write several variations of your title and refine them until you find the one that best represents your study. So syempre, pinagpaguran na rin natin ang lahat-lahat ng gagawin natin sa ating research. Mag-iisip na tayo ng research title na talagang suited sa pinaka-purpose ng ating study. Okay? And also, we have to seek feedback sa revise and refine. Siyempre, hindi lang ikaw yung titingin sa research title mo. Sabi nga, as the famous adage goes, two heads are better than one. Mas maganda mag-seek tayo ng opinion, ng advice sa iba, lalo-lalo na sa mga peers natin, sa mga mentors natin, sa mga teachers natin, o kaya sa mga thesis advisors natin. Ayan, para for feedback on your title to ensure it is clear and effective. Ayan. Siyempre, magkakaroon tayo ng ibang yung perspective naman para mas at least ma-enrich at ma-correct kung meron man dapat i-correct sa ating research title. Yun yung mga guidelines na maibibigay ko sa inyo, mga ka-learners, kapag gagawin nyo na ang inyong research title. So, una, we have the following. So, siyempre, we have to be clear and concise. Pangalawa, we have to include key elements. Pangatlo, we have to reflect the research problem. Pang-apat, we have to be descriptive but not too long. Also, we have to avoid ambiguity. We have to consider the audience. And then, this one is optional. Use a subtitle. And lastly, ito itong isa sa pinaka-importante, we need to revise and refine. Next. Ito naman yung mga examples research natin na direct and concise. Ito yun, direct and concise. So, first, the impact of social media on teenagers' mental health. Ayan, ito pa. Assessing the role of renewable energy in reducing carbon emissions. Ayan. For descriptive with scope naman, na mention ko kanina, a comparative study of online and traditional classroom learning outcomes among senior or among high school students. Next, effects of digital learning on high school students' academic performance during the COVID-19. So tatandaan yung mga samples kung to naman ay with descriptive with scope. Next naman, including methodology. Ayan naman, an exploratory qualitative study on employee motivation in remote work settings. Next, a quantitative analysis of consumer behavior in e-commerce platforms. Ito, naglagay tayo dito ng research methodology sa ating research title. Next, with subtitle naman. Paano natin malalaman kung meron siyang subtitle? Meron tayong colon na ginagamit dito. Ayun no, in-encircle ko dito. Ayan. So, with the subtitle, ito naman, Digital Literacy in the 21st Century, a case study of high school students' online research skills. Ayan. Ito pa, Sustainable Agriculture Practices, evaluating their impact on crop yields in developing countries. Ayan. Ito naman yung mga research titles natin na with a subtitle. Lagi natin tandaan, mga ka-learners, na by following these guidelines, you can create a research title that effectively communicates, tandaan, effectively communicates the essence of your study and captures the interest of your intended audience. Ayan, lagi nating tatandaan yan, mga ka-learners, when we craft our research title. Ito na yung mga research titles na inaabangan nating lahat. Research titles natin na kinraft natin per strand na pwede niyong tignan, pwede niyong gawing pattern when you will be crafting your own research title. Let's start first for the STEM. A comparative analysis of traditional and modern teaching methods in improving science proficiency. So, naglagay dito ng comparative analysis. Ayan. Parang comparative design ang gagamitin ng sample title natin na to. A study on the impact of renewable energy awareness on sustainable practices among senior high school students. Ayan. Next. For ABM naman, ayan, para sa mga ABM natin, the influence of social media marketing on consumer behavior among high school students. Ayan. Also, pwede rin to, evaluating the effectiveness of business simulation games in enhancing accounting skills. Yan, ito evaluative naman ang dating. Next, para naman sa mga UMS strand naman, a comparative study on the influence of family background on career choices among UMS student. Ayan, pwede itong gawing sample research title ng mga UMS kung gusto nila comparative research design. Next, the effect of reading literature on the development of empathy among high school students. Ayan, maganda ring research title ito. Next, for TVL Home Economics. Ito naman ang mga sample research titles natin na pwede nyo ring gawin as your guide. Evaluating the impact of practical cooking classes on nutritional awareness among high school students. Ayan, pwede siyang evaluative yung approach niya. Next, a study on the effectiveness of home economics education in promoting sustainable living practices. Ito, maganda rin tong i-consider. Next, for our TVL EIM naman, evaluating the effectiveness of hands-on training in developing practical skills in electronics maintenance. Ayan, ito yun naman yung para sa mga EIM natin na students. Also, pwede rin itong i-consider comparative analysis of traditional and modern tools in teaching electronics installation. Ito naman, para naman sa mga TVL ICT natin sa school. The role of gamification in enhancing learning outcomes in ICT courses. Also, pwede rin ito, evaluative yung approach din, evaluating the effectiveness of online learning platforms and teaching basic programming skills. So ayun mga ka-learners, sana may natutunan kayo sa ating video na ito. So again, kung bago ka pa lang, click mo naman ang subscribe button at pwede mo rin itong i-share sa ibang mga kaklase mo o kaya naman sa mga kaibigan mo na into research din. Para naman sa mga college students natin na nanonood ngayon sa ating video na to, pwede nyo namang gawing pattern yung mga ginawa kong research titles na yon sa current study na kinoconduct nyo ngayon. Again, kung may mga comments kayo or suggestions, leave it in our comment section para try natin i-address at gawan natin yung mga request ninyo na video in the future. Thank you very much. God bless you. Bye!